Danny Flexen for Seconds Out here with GB rep Peter McGrail. Peter, you're probably one of the most medalled boxers on the squad, as well as being one of the youngest. Does that add pressure, or does it just make you more ambitious?
I wouldn't say it adds pressure, you know what I mean? It just makes me... I already believe in my own ability, but it sort of confirms my ability, do you know what I mean? Like, I've been to 4 majors, and every major I've had a medal, when on one of them I could have been a better colour, but I was a bit hard done by. But I know I'm up there with the best in the world, if not the best in the world, so I'm just training hard every day and working on improving my game and getting better, and everything I'm doing now in this amateur game is going to stand me in good stead for the rest of my life.
You've been boxing since the age of 10, obviously Everton Red Triangle Club back in Liverpool. What first got you into the sport?
Well, went to the school called All Saints, and one of my friends, Aaron, he was going to the Everton Red Triangle, and he's asked a few of us, like a few of our best mates, to go down, and I've ended up going down. There was 5 of us at the time, there was only 10, and went down, it was enjoying it, ended up good, and Paul and Mick Stevenson said to my dad after a few weeks, said he'd be a national champion, and I did. I won my first national title, and now I'm here. Now how many years later? 13 years later, and representing my country, winning medals on the world stage. It's been a great journey so far.
Now the pros and the amateurs can mix in the same gyms. Paul Stevenson back at ERT's got kind of a burgeoning pro outfit now. Guys like Alex Dickinson, Harry Woods, Meshach Spear, and all those sort of guys that you've grown up with that have turned pro. How much does that help in terms of the quality of sparring available and the training at the gym?
Oh, it's great, you know what I mean? I've got world-class sparring down here in Sheffield, but then I can go home and I've got world-class sparring there. Even though they might not be at the world stage now, but pretty sure in the years to come that the likes of Andrew Kane, Nick Ball, Brad Strand, and the names you mentioned, there in a few years to come, there's going to be a few titles in our gym, like Everton Red Triangle.
How do you split your time between the two kind of camps? And also, do you ever get conflicting advice from the coaches at both places, and how would that work?
I wouldn't say I get conflicting advice, you know what I mean? All the coaches that I work with down here in Sheffield, and my coach back home, Paul Stevenson, they're very experienced coaches. They know the way I box, they know where I'm going wrong and what I need to improve on. So I wouldn't say I get conflicting advice, but it's just nice that I come down here about 2-3 o'clock on a Monday. So it gives me time to get in with Paul Monday morning. It gives me things to work on through the week. I come down here, I've got brilliant sparring, and then I get home on a Thursday, relaxed Thursday, and then back in the gym with Paul on a Friday. So it's like 2 days in the RT and 3.5 days down here. It's great, and I'm just getting bigger, better, stronger as a fighter.
Who do you look up to? Who are your boxing heroes or role models?
I'm a southpaw, aren't I? Left-handed, so I've always watched the likes of Pacquiao, and then the past few years I've been watching the likes of LOMACHENKO, because sometimes, depending on the fighter who I'm fighting against, I use quite similar movement to what he's got. So it's good to watch him. He's came through the same route what I've come through, all the amateurs, the Olympic style boxing and the World Series boxing, and eventually onto the pro rank. So yeah, Manny Pacquiao and Vasyl Lomachenko, 2 world-class operators.
Is the long game for you, obviously Tokyo 2020 is the kind of immediate goal, but is the long game to eventually turn pro?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Everything I'm doing now, all these medals I'm winning, all the experience I'm getting going around the world, the likes of Kazakhstan, getting training camps. There's a few countries coming in next week getting sparring before the Worlds. All this is just invaluable experience, and it's going to stand me in good stead when I eventually do turn over after the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So the main goal now at the minute is these World Championships, then get qualified for the Olympics, go to the Olympics, get myself on the podium. I don't see why I can't win them Olympics. I know in my own head I've got the ability to, and then the better I do in the Olympics, the better start to the professional career I'll get.
The doubt that was surrounding boxing's future in the Olympics until recently, and also not knowing about which weights would be involved, the qualification process, all these things have recently been rectified. How much did that filter through to the boxers and became a bit of a concern?
I wouldn't say it filtered through much, do you know what I mean? We all just we didn't really believe it in a way. I didn't believe it. I just always thought to me, there's no way boxing is not going to be in the Olympics, and I didn't really look into it too much or read into it too much. I just didn't let it affect me. Just always thought there's no way boxing's not going to be in the Olympics. It's such a big sport in the Olympic Games, and yeah, it's looking good now. So I'm glad it's back on track.
Slightly different in that you won't qualify through the Worlds though, and you've got to go to the qualification events. Is that a bit of a change from what I mean? You obviously, this is your first cycle, I suppose, but is it something you were expecting?
No, it's only been the past few months that we knew that. I've always had in my head these World Championships was going to be the first qualifier, and I was confident in qualifying anyway. I'm confident that I'll be on that podium anyway, but you can't let it affect you too much. In a way, it could be better. It's going to give you a few more months to get ready for the qualifiers, because it's not going to be till early next year. So yeah, you just gotta roll with it and keep working hard in the gym.
And just before we let you go, people out there who want to follow you a bit more closely and know what's going on outside the ring as well, how can they follow you on social media?
Facebook, my name's Peter McGrail. Instagram, Peter_McGrail, and Twitter is also the same, Peter_McGrail. It's not a hard one, it's just my name with an underscore in between the two names.
Yeah, don't forget the underscore.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we really appreciate your time. We'll be watching you at the Worlds, and we look forward to another medal.
Sound. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.